another thing, okay, another thing that I was looking for, and by the way, this is sort of, I think it's a kind of a rumor floating around the internet that the crowns on a Rolex, meaning the crown on the crown, the Rolex symbol, faces up when you tighten it, faces straight up, and you'll hear people say that that's kind of a sign of a real Rolex. Well, let me just tell you, that's not true. Don't believe it. And but at the time, that was something I was looking for. And so when I found this watch on the internet and I was looking at the pictures, the crown faced straight up, and that was a real, to be honest, it was a real factor. In retrospect, I shouldn't have cared. Um, I'll tell you why later. But that was that was another, besides just having a holes case and a tritium dial, I really needed it to face straight up. Okay, I needed, if I found pictures of no date subs and it was facing down, no interest. I wouldn't even look at the watch. I'd just go on to the next one. So straight up, not a little bit this way, not a little bit this way. I wanted it straight up, and I got one that was straight up. Now notice it's not straight up anymore. Um, I'll go into that later. No, let's talk about it now. All right, let's address this crown business. All right, so as you can see, it's not facing straight up. It's facing left about 45 degrees. It's kind of foolish that that was even a factor in buying this watch, because after an overhaul, your crown faces the way it faces. You really have no say in the orientation of it. So, as I mentioned, when I bought this watch, it was facing straight up, and I don't know if more expensive Rolexes, I don't know if they all point straight up, but when it comes to steel sports watches, the crown position is arbitrary. And when I took it in to have it serviced, I inquired about that, and I was told, it just comes back the way it comes back. And I asked him, actually. I said, well, if you can have it pointing straight up, I'd really appreciate it. And they looked at me like I was crazy, and sort of said, well, we'll see what we can do. Yeah. Anyway, crown position. I'm not so idiosyncratic now. I think if I see a watch where the crown is pointing sort of in the upper 180 degrees, it's sort of my OCD is satisfied. But again, it really means nothing. I mean, look, I have a watch being overhauled at the moment. If it comes back pointing straight down, it's just just the way it happens, and it'll perhaps be pointing up on the second overhaul. So anyway, don't worry about this small aspect of your Rolex. It will change through services. Okay, back to the main video. I think some of the real high-end Rolexes, maybe when you wind them down, wind them up, wind the crown down, twist the crown down, the crown may stick straight up like that. But that's sort of an urban legend, okay? Urban myth, right? Don't worry about that. Archie Luxury's gold sub points straight down, okay? Not a big deal. But at the time it was, okay? Because basically I'm picky. That's what it is. I'm picky. Okay, why did I choose this? I mentioned it didn't come with box and papers. Made it cheaper. That was cool. I wanted the cheapest sub I could get. I didn't want it beat to hell, but I knew I was going to use it, so I didn't really care if it had marks on it. And I actually got kind of lucky, because that in the pictures of this on the internet, it looked a lot more beat up than it was when I got it. And I realized something, that when you buy something in Japan, the pictures, if the pictures are good, the watch will be awesome. If the watch looks kind of beat up in the pictures, it won't look that bad when you actually get it. Unlike other, countries, they don't take the pictures to make the watch look good. They take the pictures to sort of really let you know what's wrong with it. So it's almost like the dings are highlighted and almost magnified, and they use macro shots to really hone in on these imperfections in the watch. And so when I got it, I couldn't believe how good it looked. And since then, it's had an overhaul, and it looks just brand new now. Um, so no box, no papers. That lowered the price. It was used looking, and that lowered the price as well. So again, I was just trying to get sort of a Rolex on my wrist, as they say. And anything else that led me to this sub? The serial number. It's a T serial number. No. Okay, I'm going to tell you something, and this is sort of it's not superstitious, but it's a persnickety aspect of me, and feel free to disrespect this opinion, because it deserves disrespecting. Okay, the number on the serial, the letter in the serial, I should say, matters to me. Okay, I don't want an F, and I don't want a P. Okay, why don't I want an F? Because F is for failure. I don't know. Okay, I don't like F. Okay, so I don't want any F serial number watch. Okay, why? Because I'm picky. That's it. I'm picky. Guilty as charged. It's ridiculous. It's just me. Okay, and I didn't want P either. Okay, and this was T. Now, it's kind of funny because P and F are both in the 2000s, and you got the solid end link, and they're both, I mean, honestly, I love everything about P and Fs, except the fact that there's a P and an F on them. I don't like those letters, okay? I don't want those letters on my watch. It's crazy, I know, okay? But this was a T, and I thought T is kind of cool. T for tritium, right? Okay, so it's kind of like, again, it's not a superstition, but it's just sort of, I can't explain it. Sort of a side story about that. I actually sent Kenny Nguyen a few emails, and he was, okay. First, let me tell you something about him. Okay, first of all, he's abrupt. Okay, there's no salutations. There's no hi. There's no thank you. When I first wrote the first email, it was very polite, and thank you and all that kind of stuff. How you write letters, it only takes about 5 seconds, and it makes you look not like a dick. Okay, I got back this response. It was really abrupt, really short. Okay, he's a busy guy, no problem. But let me tell you, if he ever stumbles upon this video, look, give a salutation, give a greeting at the start. Okay, it means something. Okay, somebody's talking about buying a $5,000 watch from you. Okay, be polite. All right, so that's one thing. He had a no date sub. It was a P. Okay, I wrote him back, and I said I'm not feeling the P series. Do you have anything else? That's exactly what I said. Never heard from him again. Okay, look, people are idiosyncratic. Okay, you spend $5,000 on a watch. You want it the way you want it. Okay. Now, he probably thought I was trolling and wasting his time, and he never got back to me. But I got to tell you, it cost him a sale, because he helped me out in the beginning enough to where I felt like I owed him my business, because he was answering my questions, and he was helping me out. So if he had gotten back to me, there is a huge chance that I would have bought the no date sub from him. But my request for a non-P serial number watch was just too much for him, I guess. Okay, so anyway, just a bit of a side note. Okay, people are idiosyncratic. But again, I probably looked like some troll that was fucking with him. Okay. Anyway, I wasn't. So yeah, that's what brought me to this. So I got it, and that's that. I'm gonna show some close-ups of it and kind of talk you through it.